So the Buffalo Bills have signed Elijah Moore, the wide receiver, to their receiving room. A lot of people were upset at the Bills and Brandon Beane about not drafting a wide receiver and just some help for Josh Allen early on in the draft. They only took a wide receiver in the seventh round, also took a tight end in round five. And honestly, man, I'm okay with the Bills not really addressing their wide receiver room early on in the draft. I really think Brandon Beane did the right thing and focused on addressing the defensive side of the ball. I think as of today, the Bills' wide receiver room is fine. I think Kean Coleman is going to be a lot better in his sophomore year. I think that dude has a lot of potential. Earlier this offseason, they added Josh Palmer. He's a solid wide receiver. I'm sure he'll finish the year with around 400, 500 yards, something like that. But he's not like a big playmaker or anything like that. But I feel like he's a pretty consistent player, and I feel like he'll make plays for the Bills and Josh Allen. And of course, you have Mac Hollins, Shakur, Curtis Samuel. All those guys are pretty sturdy. So I don't think it was really necessary for the Bills to make a big splash at the wide receiver position this past free agency and this past draft. Sure, it would have been nice, but I just feel like defense is more important, and especially with how we all witnessed the Super Bowl, defense is everything. So if you could get a legendary defense, that's just a lot more valuable than having a playmaker at wide receiver. So let me know if you agree with my assessment of the Bills wide receiver room. And do you like Elijah Moore to Buffalo? Let me know in the comments below. Now, other wide receiver news around the NFL. Hunter Renfrow signed with the Carolina Panthers after missing all of the 2024 season due to some pretty crazy medical stuff. He's set to make a comeback with the Panthers, and I feel like the Panthers adding as many wide receivers as they can for Bryce Young is definitely the move. So hopefully Hunter will bounce back, and if he gets back to his old former self, Bryce Young would low-key have a pretty good wide receiver room with Hunter. The wide receiver they just drafted, McMillan. Xavier should be a lot better year 2 as well. So maybe keep an eye on the Panthers. Hopefully Bryce Young could put together a full good NFL season, but you never know. They might be a little bit dangerous in 2025. You never know. Plus, they really addressed the running back position on that team, so that offense might be good. It's just all on Bryce Young and Canales on a week-to-week basis. And then you have the Cleveland Browns giving Deontay Johnson another shot. I mean, since Deontay got traded away from the Steelers, the dude has just been a hothead, been bouncing around teams, was on Carolina, was on Houston, was on Baltimore for a minute, and D'Amico Ryans, John Harbaugh said, nah, I'm good, cut ties with him relatively quickly, but apparently him kind of being a loose cannon was appealing for the Browns, so not really sure what they're doing there. I just feel like their owner, their GM, Stefanski, they're just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks at this point. So, Deontay Johnson to Cleveland, yeah, if he maybe calms down a little bit and he gets back to his old former self, him and Jerry Jeudy are a pretty good tandem. Not the biggest wide receivers, but still, I feel like they could be pretty productive. But, yeah, a very questionable move to say the least from the Cleveland Browns, but that's just who they are, full of questionable moves. But yeah, man, back to the Buffalo Bills and the AFC East in general. Like most people, I do expect the Bills to probably be AFC East champions again in this 2025 season. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be much of a competition, and we all know the Jets probably aren't going to do much under Aaron Glenn in year 1. But man, oh man, the New England Patriots had a pretty good draft. They added a pretty good running back, and of course they got an amazing O-lineman. I mean, that interview that he did right after getting drafted, man, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that where a guy was getting like that emotional and he was like, I'm gonna die for this team. Like, that's crazy passion right there, man, and you gotta love it. And there's just a vibe right now with Drake May, Mike Vrabel, Robert Kraft, and just like that whole franchise in general. Like, I feel like they're about to turn a corner, man. I was already pretty high on Drake May after his first year, but you never know, man. I mean, the Patriots could be a playoff team in 2025. I don't think that's too bold to say. I think that way just because take a look at what Mike did with all those Tennessee rosters. That 2020 run he went on, almost beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead, wasn't the best roster, man. And the Patriots roster, I mean, I feel like it's better, honestly. Derrick Henry, but they have Drake May, and on that almost Super Bowl run in 2020, Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback. Yeah, he was playing good ball, but he was still Ryan Tannehill. But yeah, man, the Patriots greatly improved their offense and defense this past offseason. Very active in free agency, and on paper, made some pretty good draft selections. Will it all come together year one under Mike Vrabel? Maybe. You never know. I mean, one thing that they got working for them for sure is they're not in the toughest division in the NFL right now. It's really only the Buffalo Bills that they have to worry about. Are the Jets a threat right now? Does Tua, Mike McDaniel, and Tyreek Hill have you shaking in your boots right now? Absolutely not. So if you're into betting futures or if you're just a fan of the Patriots, definitely keep an eye on them making the playoffs in 2025. I don't even think it's that hot of a take anymore. I feel like it's pretty warm, but I don't think it's like a boiling hot take. So let me know if you agree with me. Let me know what you think about who will be the AFC East champ in 2025. Buffalo, New England. Let me know in the comments. If you made this far, please subscribe, like the video. It helped out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Anytime he drops back to pass, you got to be alert for the run.
First and 10. It's wide open. Breaks out of that one. The Jets now move the chains. Set up now at the 26. First down at the 26. It's caught by Devin Smith. That's his third catch of the day.
Quarterbacks always love play-action passes. Why? Because it usually gives them a little more time to throw. When you get more time, you're going to make a better decision, and you're going to be more accurate.
First and goal from the 5. Intercepted. And a touchback. The Jets were moving the football the last time they had it, only to give the football away on the pick. Let's see how they do it this time.
Yeah, that's a tough situation for the offense. You get a little confidence and you're moving the football, and then the turnover just changes everything. So you got to find a way to get your confidence going again.
They're back at the line after that catch for a first down. He'll throw it over the middle. Intercepted. Taking off. The Jets offense back on the field as this game has turned into just a big mess, Phil, as no one seems to be able to hold on to the football.
Nobody can hold on to the football. The play is sloppy.
The defense gets the sack.
Well, if I was that quarterback, I'd be mad after getting sacked like that by the defensive end. Your offensive tackle's just got to do a better job.
The Jets have it at the 44. Morris looking for a lane. Tackle made by Bird that time.
Nice run that time. When you run the football like this, over a period of time, it's going to wear that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job on the offensive line.
first quarter, and we'll see now.